Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Stoked to show you guys this board. I've had it up on my wall for a while now. If you look back in some of my other videos, you can see it in an unboxing that I did with a barn hammer and a Hosoi swirl. Anywho, just wanted to give you guys a good look at this one. This is the Street Plant Barnyard. It's the limited edition 30th anniversary. And so it is signed and it's numbered 433 of 600. So super rad deck. On the top here too, you can see it stamped there. It just gives the initial width, which is 9.5 inches. It's handcrafted by PS Sticks, which is Paul Schmidt, and his factory, I believe, is in Mexico, so it's made in Mexico. And then, per always, on the top there, you can see Skate, Create, Enjoy, which is kind of a trademark thing that Mike V does with Street Plant, which is pretty rad. Anywho, I love that stain as well. Pretty cool. You can see too that the top graphic is a little bit different than the original version. And again, with this graphic here, it's a little bit different than the original version. They wanted to use Mark McKee again, the original artist, but he wanted to mix it up a bit so it just wasn't another, release of a graphic that they've already used at Street Plant a bunch of times. So they wanted something a little bit more unique for this 30th anniversary. So you can see here the pig's a little bit happier. The ducks were on this side in the original version, and the sun looks a little bit different as well. I forget if he's puking or something in the other version. But anyways, the graphic's a little bit different. Obviously, still captures the same, emotion, vibe, color, that sort of thing. Anyways, super rad deck. I'll let you guys look at it top to bottom. What I'm going to do is, there's a video from the Nine Club that Mike V is doing an interview on this deck, and so there's a lot of information there. I'm going to link it at the end. I'm also going to link, side note here, guys, the last video I did, I mentioned the skate shop that I bought the board from. They were, excited that I dropped their name there. And so the Drive Skate Shop in BC, and that's Canada, has provided me with a 10% discount code. So I'll put that in at the end of the video. Make sure you watch the video to get it, or just fast forward. But yeah, you can take a look at that, get the coupon code, and then throw it in and save yourself 10% off. And the last time I looked, they had some pretty sweet reissue decks up. So hopefully they're not all gone by the time you get there. All right, so let's get into this board a little bit. Mike V in that interview talks about how it was kind of the perfect storm. Rodney Mullen shaped this deck. Rodney Mullen really thought that, the industry as far as the future of skating was going to go more towards just like a larger freestyle version of a deck. So more like the Per Wellender or the Harris. I do have a Mullen over here, but more that symmetrical kind of shape. That's just where I thought it was going to go. And then Steve Rocco was involved with it. Again, with World Industries, and Steve really felt that, the future of skating was in switch skating. So, Mike V talks about how Steve would say, look, 10 pushes regular, 10 pushes goofy, and really tried to push in that direction. Mike V, alludes to the fact that he didn't think it was going to be for him, that it would be somebody else's kind of gig. But obviously, Steve Rocco had some good insight there into, where people were going with skateboarding and the importance of it. And so hence we get that double kick, right? So we can do those switch stances. But very symmetrical board. And this was originally, when people look back and go, how did we transition from the old school shapes into, what we're skating now with the pops, with the symmetrical double kicks and stuff. And they look back and say, this was the board. Now there was other boards, the Double Vision and stuff was out there. But for whatever reason, and Mike V talks about this, and he'll say, for the reasons that I said, essentially, Rocco's involvement, Rodney Mullen's involvement, and the fact that Mike V was willing to put his name on this deck really helped solidify it, kind of in history as the board that has taken us in the new direction. So there have been many renditions of this. So I'm going to put a couple up, you guys, just so you can see them. But there's been like the complete knockoff decks here. There's one dude that did like a homemade version. We can see, so you guys, as I'm talking, if you want to pause and look at these longer, you can look at them. I'll be posting them kind of in this direction here. But Street Plant has obviously done a bunch of them. Obviously, we have the original World Industries. Cease and Desist did some Street Plant reissues. But even within the street plant, they have ones like the circus one. And then they also have this Bigfoot one. And so, anyways, there's been a pile of versions of these decks. So Mike V talks about when he started Street Plant, they were pushing these out quite a bit. They were making them limited runs, and just doing different limited colorways, and he was signing them. And to be honest, this is where I found a little bit of a contradiction within his interview, because he said that it's not something that he would do today because he felt like it contributed to this reselling market that's out there right now. But in the interview, he's talking about this deck, which is signed, and it's a limited run. I don't know. I love Mike V, but it just felt a little bit weird that he said that that's something he would do in the past but wouldn't do in the future, but he was literally talking about this deck, which he's doing at the time of the video. Anywho, is what it is. I'll leave it there. But wherever there's collectors, and when you're doing, signatures and limited runs, collectors are going to get it. Wherever there's collectors, there's resellers. That's just the reality. It's in shoes, it's in clothing, it's in action figures, it's in everything. So it's a little naive to think that, you can put something out like this and not contribute to a reseller market. Anywho, that is what it is, guys. And part of the reseller market is the thing that helps create the hype as well. I know a lot of guys hate it. But it's part of what creates the hype, It is what it is. And so, again, I'll just leave that there. So really rad deck. Let's get into some specs here quickly. We have the width is 9.5, like it shows stamped in the top up here. The length of this deck is 31 inches. The nose, so if we're going from, again, the top of the truck holes here to the tip, is 5.5. The tail is a little bit bigger at 6.625 inches. The wheelbase, so in between the trucks here, is 14.375 inches. And so one of the other things, I forget if I've talked about this already, but this deck is not a laminate. Sorry, it's not a heat transfer. So what that means is that this is the old school screening process, where they're literally screening on the different colors, one at each time, versus screening them onto heat transfer and then just putting the whole graphic on at once. And so this is really the old school approach, which is pretty awesome. And you can feel it, on the deck, the different layers of paint that are on there, which is pretty rad. I love that about this deck. Anywho, guys, there you go. Again, I'll just give you one last look at this beautiful orange stain on top. This wicked colorful bottom down here. Skate, create, enjoy. Thanks so much, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Stick around again for the coupon code at the end for the Drive Skate Shop out of BC. All right, cheers, guys. Thanks, subscribe, show some love, put some comments. I love talking with you guys. Peace out. Back for 1 second. Sorry, guys. Forgot to do this. Just in case we're wondering about the truck holes pattern here, just wanted to show you that it is the new school truck hole pattern. So if you're wondering what trucks you can buy, lots of options. Just go to a local skate shop. They have many with the new truck hole pattern. Thanks so much again. Peace out. Cheers.